So now we're going to talk about what's called perfect square trinomials. And that happens when we have something like a plus b, like a binomial, and we're going to square it. So it's the idea that we're squaring a binomial. Now, a common mistake is people think, oh, I'll just square the a and I'll just square the b. It doesn't work like that, so that you know. Let me write a plus b times a plus b. That's what we're doing. So it's like what we were doing in the last problem with FOIL. So if we were to use FOIL, a times a would be a squared, and then we'd have an ab that way, the outer, and then we'd have another ab, right? B times a or a times b. Now when we write our letters, we do it alphabetically, so we would write that as ab. And then on the last, we would have b times b, which would be b squared. But you get those two terms, they're exactly the same, right? So you get a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. So that's the formula for squaring a binomial. So we can write that. It's in your book. And then that's, you know, that this over here is called the perfect square trinomial. Perfect square trinomial. And it comes from when we squared that binomial. Now, I'm going to go through and I'll show you how to do it following the formula. I can show it to you using FOIL. And then I have another little trick I like to do for it. So, okay, so expanding perfect squares. So what we have here is we have this binomial and we're squaring it, okay? So first we could follow the formula. The formula says if you have a plus b squared, and it's going to equal a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. Okay, in our case, we have a 3x minus 8, and we're squaring it. And so we could say it's 3x squared, because that's the a, right? Like this is my a and this is my b, plus 2 times 3x times minus 8 plus minus 8 squared. All right. And then I just have to like do the multiplication and everything. Okay, but let me show you. This is the a. See how it's there and there? And then this is the b. See how it's there and there, okay? So that's how you could write it out with the formula. Not done yet. So this is going to be 9x squared, because you got to square the 3 and you got to square the x, right? Like, okay, maybe don't write that. But anyway, minus, it's going to be negative. And then what's 6 times 8? 48. So minus 48x plus, and then I'm squaring this, that's going to be 64. So that's what it is when we multiply it out, okay? And that's how you use the formula. Now, it's a good idea to learn how to use formulas and how to put the a and the b where they go and stuff, but you can get around it. Okay, so let's say, okay, I don't like that method. I don't want to do it that way. You could just say 3x minus 8 times 3x minus 8 and use the FOIL method, and it's all going to work. We'd get 9x squared minus 24x minus 24x, and then plus 64. And sometimes students are like, I just would rather FOIL it out. That's fine. I mean, you're going to get the same answer. It's helpful later sometimes to know how to use a formula, like I said, so if you want to practice doing it that way, that's fine. And then I have another little trick, and nobody seems to like it but me, but that's okay. So what did we have? We had 3x minus 8, and we're squaring it. I call it the smiley face method. You take the first one, and you square it. Well, this is going to look like the formula if I write it out. So I just think 3x squared. Okay, that's 9x squared. Then I do these two, multiplied together. That's negative 24, but double it. And then I take the last one and I square it. So it's like less writing, I guess. This is a 2, by the way, not a 7. That's a 2. Now I know why nobody likes the smiley face method. Anyway, but I do it that way sometimes. It's just easier for me. Okay, so whichever way works. Formula, that's very good. Foiling, that's good. I don't know about that. Sometimes I do it that way though.